everyone, thanks for clicking on today's video. My name is Sissy, and you might have noticed that my introduction is a little bit different. I thought I would try my hand at something new and see how you like it. As you have seen in previous videos, I enjoy baking. However, cooking has never been my strong suit, and since my husband and I have made a greater effort to eat at home more in 2024, I thought it would be fun to share my cooking and definitely baking journey with you. As a completely amateur, zero training cook, if you can even call me that, with horrendous chopping skills and absolute fear of cooking anything of substance, I would love to share with you the recipes I find, the modifications I might make, the mistakes I most definitely will make, and learning another interest I have besides arts and crafts. I truly hope you enjoy, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. I will share the recipe below, and if you have made it or will make it, I would love to hear all about it. Today's recipe is making lemon squares. I do not have a strong sweet tooth, but when I do have a dessert, I often love desserts that have citrus in them, especially lemon. Lemon squares, especially ones that are ooey gooey, buttery goodness, are some of my favorites. The ingredient list for this recipe calls for flour, cornstarch, salt, powdered sugar, butter, eggs, lemon zest, though I didn't use that, and lemon juice. So for the crust, you're going to want to put 1 3/4 cups of flour, quarter cup of cornstarch, and 1 teaspoon of salt, and a cup of sugar, and mix it up. So I ended up using a stand mixer. The recipe actually does call for a food processor, but I was kind of dumb and was like, oh yeah, I'll be fine in the stand mixer. I actually do recommend doing the food processor going forward because it actually wasn't that easy. I ended up just breaking it up mostly by hand and by using like a fork and stuff. So just use the food processor. Then you're going to want to add the 2 sticks of butter and mix it until it, gets kind of grainy like you can see there. Then you're going to sprinkle the mixture into the pan and press firmly into an even layer, building up what it says about a 3/4 inch around the side. Mine was like quite a bit thicker, so it depends on how you want to do it. This was another step that I didn't do. I didn't put foil into the pan or parchment paper, which I would probably recommend doing because the sides did get kind of burned at the end and it was kind of tricky to get the whole thing out. Then you're going to want to stick your pan into the freezer for about 15 minutes. Once that's done, you're going to bake the crust while you're making this filling. Crust took me about 20 minutes to bake. For the filling, you're going to whisk together 6 eggs, 3 cups of sugar, unless you run out like I did. So I subbed for slightly less brown sugar to kind of round it out. And it actually came out really good. The recipe calls at this point for the lemon zest, but I didn't use it. I just did the lemon juice because I didn't really want the zest in there. And then you want 2/3 cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Also want to add 2/3 cups of flour. Want to whisk this together and make sure no lumps of flour remain. Once the crust was done, went ahead and stirred up the lemon mixture one more time and then poured it over the top. Then you put it back in the oven, bake for another, it took me about 35 minutes until it was nice and set. And then you let it cool on a rack to room temperature. And I let it sit for, gosh, probably about 6 hours before I went back to it and went ahead and cut it all out. Again, probably followed. After the lemon squares cooled down, I went ahead and dusted some powdered sugar over the top just to give it a nice little presentation. The directions and put the lining inside because that's probably better, but it worked out just fine. Overall, in spite of my not listening to all of the steps, these came out so tasty. I honestly would have liked them even more tart as they are so sweet and rich that even a full square is a lot. So if I make them again, maybe I will try the lemon zest to give them a little more tartness. I think I just, I was just being lazy. And also I thought, I don't know if I want that kind of like graininess a little bit that you get with the zest, with the peel. I have also learned my lesson with lining the dish, and I am a little bit bummed the edges burned a bit, but they didn't take away from the flavor. And not that this really matters, as taste is what's important, but despite the burned edges, they actually came out pretty aesthetically pleasing, so, that's pretty cool too. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for listening. Like I said, I'll go ahead and link the recipe down below, and please like and subscribe. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you again soon.